Here's the other thing too. Since the lows, Fartcoin, the Boys Club, so Pepe, Andy, Wolf, Brett, all these coins are up more than 2x off of the lows, right? So if you were positioning well and you were DCAing, as we were the entire time throughout April, your bags are looking beautiful. Because as opposed to just drawing down the entire way, if you were continuing to add to your positions, bring down your average cost, getting a better entry, these moves off of the low, your bags are looking beautiful. So off of the lows, my bags are up 2-3x from the lows, right? So the big leaders right now are Fartcoin and based Fartcoin. Why based Fartcoin? Well, there's something happening on Coinbase wallet where normies don't understand the difference between coins on Solana and coins on base chain. So they're buying Fartcoin on the Coinbase wallet, but it's actually based Fartcoin. Same thing happened with based Pepe. So when Pepe was ripping last year, based Pepe was ripping too, because it's literally the fucking same exact meme coin, but on the base chain. And so all the normies were going to the Coinbase wallet and just buying it on the base chain without even knowing it. So just a little side note for you to get a little extra multiplier on your bags. If you're holding Fartcoin, hold a little bit of based Fartcoin, because that shit's going to rip just by accident, because people don't even know the difference. The normies are just going to buy that shit on Coinbase wallet without knowing it's not the original. So based Fartcoin are hitting right now. You definitely want to get rid of a lot of the old altcoin tickers that you guys have been holding, the shitters that have no staying power, because on this next leg up, mindshare is going to be gone. There's going to be no attention on those coins. You don't want to be holding those coins. I actually had somebody ask me, they just joined the Discord last week. He finally got in after he said he was up over 2x off of his Brett entry whenever I told him to enter. He was up over 2x on a nice position. He's like, oh shit, I got all this extra profit now. I'm going to take some profit. I said, yeah, go for it. And he's like, what should I rotate into? Should I rotate into this bag that I was holding for the past year, 2 years? And I said, you can a little bit, just to bring down your average cost for that asset so you can exit sooner. But you don't want to be bag holding some of these altcoins through the rest of the cycle that you've had for a year or 2 years now. If it doesn't have any staying power, if you don't see it leading off of the lows with some big moves like we had on Friday, if your altcoin didn't pump hard on Friday, Thursday last week, whenever altcoins made a nice little rally, that's how you know you don't want to be holding that ticker anymore, or you don't want to be adding to that position. You have to be getting movement off of the lows as soon as it's risk on, right? As soon as we see risk on in the market, what tickers are moving? Those are the ones that you hold. So what are moving? Boys Club, Pepe pumping off, showing incredible strength, pumping off the lows. Andy and Wolf pumping 2x off the lows, 3x off the lows. Fartcoin pumping off the lows. Hype pumping off the lows, which we all talked about inside the Discord weeks ago. So these are your risk on indicators. These are the positions that you should be accumulating, right? And then, of course, there's some other ones that, again, we're not talking about yet on YouTube, but I'm going to have inside the Discord that we're going to accumulate as well. But you got to clear out your watch list. A lot of these coins that you're holding from the last leg up in 2024 are not going to move this leg up. That is, they're not going to make new all-time highs. Don't fall into the camp of somebody that had an altcoin rip to new highs, go up way higher than it ever should have, draws down 80%, and then you think, okay, now it's going to make new all-time highs again. I'm just going to wait till that happens. If you look at all of these dyno coins, these tickers from 2017 cycle, 2021 cycle, where they had these big blow-off tops, they draw down 80%, 90%, right, from a cycle or 2 cycles ago, and then you see what they did this cycle. None of those tickers, none of those dyno coins have made new all-time highs, right, in 4 or 5 years. So that's going to happen to a lot of your altcoins this cycle. You're going to see, you're just waiting, thinking that you're going to get these massive blow-off tops again on these tickers, and it's just not going to happen. They're just not going to make new all-time highs. So you got to be you can't be married to bags just to be married to them, right? Yes, hodling is the play, but not the wrong tickers. You can't hodl everything and expect everything to make new all-time highs again. You got to be smart about what actually has staying power. The Boys Club is one of the few groups of tickers that actually have staying power. Why do they have staying power? Because Pepe is a this cycle ticker. So it's from this cycle. Therefore, it's still going to make all-time highs as Bitcoin and ETH make new all-time highs. But not only is it a ticker from this cycle, but because Pepe has staying power, because it's the second largest meme coin, third largest meme coin in the market, behind Shiba and Doge. So does the Boys Club. The Boys Club is going to have staying power. So Brett is always going to have a speculative bid on it. Andy's always going to have a speculative bid. Wolf is always going to have a speculative bid because of Pepe, right? And they're also now being adopted as ways to lever up on Ethereum without actually having liquidation price. So instead of going on perpetuals and, opening up a 50x leverage long like a fucking degenerate and try to hit a, $100, levy perp for 100 grand, you can just buy Andy and Wolf and be levered up for 6, 8x ETH. It's the same thing as holding, it's just being levered ETH 4x, 5x, 6x. Because they'll do that of Ethereum. So if Ethereum goes up 2x, Andy goes up 12x, 10x, right? If Ethereum goes up 2x, Wolf goes up 10x, 12x. That's just how they move. So they're also being adopted as ways to lever up on Ethereum. So again, always going to have a speculative bid, because what other tickers actually have that? What other tickers actually have that, right? Being a beta to an alpha is bullish, because if the ticker is going to trade in a way that's predictable, that's attractive to people, right? Most meme coins, everything on Solana, for example, right? It's all mind share. As soon as the attention is gone, it's not moving, right? None of them are purely correlated to the price action of Solana. They're purely correlated to the fucking apes and jeets on Solana, right? Pepe, Andy, Wolf, Brett, those are truly correlated to ETH, truly. So if Ethereum goes up, they go up. If Ethereum goes down, they go down. Very simple. So if you know how to trade Ethereum well, and you know how to trade the Boys Club well, you're going to make a shit ton of money on those assets. That's why those have remained my major positions on ETH this entire cycle. I've not changed them because they're so easy to trade. It's just, ETH is going up. Am I bullish on ETH? Great. Load up on these puppies. Great. Take profit. I think ETH is going to stall out here. Bang. Take profits. Write it back down. Cool. Accumulate at the lows again. Write it back up. Very simple. Very easy. Very comfortable to trade. So, because we're not looking to day trade. We're looking to invest, hold, and basically, ride these swings up and down, right? I'm not sitting here on the computer all day looking at the charts and trying to day trade and set up to no, fuck no. Accumulate at the lows, cheat at the highs, make big swings on my trades, 2, 3, 4, 5x on my positions. Beautiful. Print.